Now, types of bronze. Okay, so we have four types of bronze, right? As it was, as same it was in brass. Okay, so in first the traditional bronze. So traditional bronze, what is there? The copper is 88 to 95%, and only 5 to 12% tin are there, right? So this is the traditional bronze that we have. I mean, the term that we discussed, that the bronze was being used in since ancient times. So these all were traditional, or the mainly that we see in the form of the bronze. Wherever we see the bronze, okay, so it is a bronze medal, right? So that is of having 88 to 95% of copper, and only 5 to 12% is a tin. This is the bronze which is conventional or traditional, means that is very frequently being used in our society. That is known as traditional. Okay. If we talk about the properties, the excellent wear resistance and good corrosion resistance. If we talk about the applications, the bearings, bushings, and marine hardwares. Okay, so phosphorus bronze. Here it is a tin bronze. The name is tin bronze. Here the phosphor bronze. The composition is copper, tin, and additional element which is phosphorus, usually less than 0.1%. You can see how small the amount of phosphorus that we have incorporated into the bronze, so that we can get the other or additional mechanical properties. Okay. So here what we are getting properties: high fatigue resistance. Fatigue means what? Fatigue is gradual changing the load. Okay, sometimes you are applying a compressive, then the next cycle you are applying tensile load, tensile compressive. Okay, so I mean the repetition of the alternative force applied on any kind of things, that is known as fatigue force. Okay, and the fatigue resistance means that kind of the stress. I mean, if you are applying the fatigue or alternative load, that would generate the stress. Okay, if you are applying the tensile load, then that will generate the tensile stress, and in this next cycle you are applying the compressive load. That means they are going to generate a compressive stress. So that stress basically must be resisted by that particular material. Okay, so the material that is having good fatigue resistance means they will not fail when they are experiencing a alternative or fluctuating load on their itself. Okay. Now you can think about what are the material, what are the component that we look in our in our society that are being used as a alternative of fatigue experiencing the fatigue stress. But you would be shocked that most of the machine parts that we are seeing in our environment, all are of experiencing the same, the fatigue stress, alternative stress. Okay, of fluctuating load. So this is the most important properties that we are getting here, because our whatever the property, whatever the component that we design, most of the time our all machine component experiencing the fluctuating load, and that fluctuating load will basically result into the fatigue failure. And to resist the fatigue failure, we must have the material that could resist that fatigue failures. Okay, so the bronze, if we talk about the phosphorus bronze, it has the fatigue resistance. So it will have the more limit to bear the fluctuating or alternative load. Okay, so that because they have the fatigue, so they will not allow the component to fail through the fatigue very early. It will have some more life. Okay, though whatever the material that we design, everything has their end line or end time. Okay, everybody has to finish. Everything has to come to end. Okay, but what the limit means, that you are basically increasing the life. Okay, suppose it was supposed to be run for the 1 year, now you are experienced for the 1.5 year, or 2 years. That means you have increased the life, but at the certain time, after certain times, they will going to be end, right? That's sure. Okay, for everything. But if we are increasing the life, means that we are improving their performance for a few or more times. Okay, so application are electrical connectors, springs, and heavy duty bearings. Now come to the aluminium bronze. So if it is written the bronze, means the tin and copper, that would be sure, right? So composition would be copper 85 to 95% and ammonium is 5 to 12%. Okay. So properties: increased strength, resistance to the corrosion, and improve the wear resistance, especially in the harsh environment. So it is what the kind of the benefit that we are getting here. The main benefit is that it is a corrosion resistant, but most of the material are going to having the corrosion resistant. But it is a especially in harsh. I mean where the environmental condition very bad. Suppose, I mean, the life that we are living right now, okay, that is normal environment, okay. But if you have the very severe or very a harsh or dangerous environment, means whatever the environment that we have defined to live in, that is not accordingly, right? They are just opposite to that. Okay, so in that environment, okay, this material can sustain more and more. Okay. So marine component, aircraft parts, and the highly strength application. How you can see the marine, and if you could talk about the aircrafts, they all are going to experience the different kind of the environment. That suppose we are living in on a room temperature like 20 to 25 degrees C. But if the aircraft is flying over the sky, they are experiencing the -7 degree, -8 degree, -10 degree temperatures throughout the their body. It means they are experiencing the different environment. When they come to the earth, they are having the same temperature, which is 20-25%. So the material which are going to be experiencing in a very short span of time, they are sometimes experiencing the minus 10 degrees C, and after 10 minutes they are experiencing 20 to 25 degrees C. So how drastically the change of the environment condition is going to be happen, right? So the material must be able to sustain that kind of a harsh or the changing of the environment. This is the only one aspect that we have taken as example. So many other things could be into the picture that would be going to affect your environment. Sorry, affect your material by the environment. Okay. Now the silicon bronze. So composition is the 90 to 98% the copper and only 1 to 3% is silicon is present there, right? So what the kind of the property that we are going to get here, the excellent corrosion resistance, high strength, and ease of welding. So welding is very easily it could be it could have done here, right? So welding is possible, and that welding would be very easy process here. Sorry, application part. So what are the applications? The architectural uses, sculptures, and marine hardwares. These all are being used.